Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Manila, Philippines. Headlines warn of both opportunity and conflict in the West Philippine Sea. Vast oil and gas reserves lie beneath these disputed waters, a potential game-changer for the Philippines. But this treasure is locked in a fierce geopolitical struggle, pitting the Philippines against China. For a nation long dependent on imported energy, these reserves could mean economic independence. Yet China's sweeping claims over nearly the entire South China Sea threaten this dream, ignoring international law and Philippine sovereignty. The United States, seeing its own interests at stake, is increasingly involved, adding another layer to the standoff. Survey ships and Coast Guard vessels now play a dangerous game, watched by the world. The stakes are high, not just for the Philippines, but for global energy security and the international order. Every mission, every patrol, risks sparking a conflict with far-reaching consequences. The Philippines must balance its ambitions with the risks of provoking a powerful neighbor. The story of the West Philippine Sea is one of hope, risk, and the relentless pursuit of a brighter future. The numbers at stake are staggering. The South China Sea may hold up to 11 billion barrels of oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, according to U.S. estimates. Chinese sources claim even more, up to 125 billion barrels of oil and 500 trillion cubic feet of gas. Even conservative figures rival the reserves of major oil producers like Kuwait. For the Philippines, the Reed Bank is the crown jewel, with enough gas to power the country for generations. These resources could transform the Philippines from an energy importer to a regional powerhouse. The competition is no longer just about fishing rights, it's a high-stakes race for world-class energy. The Reed Bank alone could hold over 200 million barrels of oil and more than 2 trillion cubic feet of gas. These are not just numbers, they represent a path to energy security and national development. The prize is enormous, but so are the risks. The urgency for new energy sources is real. For over 2 decades, the Malampaya gas field has powered a fifth of the Philippines' electricity. But Malampaya is running dry, with depletion expected as soon as 2027. Losing this supply means higher energy costs, more imports, and economic pain for millions. The looming crisis is driving Manila's push to explore the West Philippine Sea. Reed Bank is seen as the logical successor to Malampaya, a way to keep the lights on. For China, control is about long-term strategy. For the Philippines, it's about survival. Every Chinese harassment of survey vessels is a direct threat to Philippine energy security. The race is on to replace Malampaya before the clock runs out. The nation's future depends on its ability to develop its own resources. The United States is stepping up its role in the West Philippine Sea. No longer just about freedom of navigation, U.S. interest now extends to energy. Talks of joint ventures between American and Philippine companies challenge China's strategy of intimidation. U.S. involvement signals that American economic interests are now at stake. Any interference with a U.S.-backed project would escalate the conflict beyond China and the Philippines. For the Philippines, partnering with U.S. energy giants brings capital, technology, and a security guarantee. For China, it complicates their tactics. Confronting a U.S.-linked vessel is a different game. This strategic pivot could finally unlock the Philippines' energy potential. The U.S.-Philippines alliance is now tied not just by security, but by shared economic interests. Private sector investment becomes a tool for asserting sovereign rights. Manila welcomes this support. Beijing watches warily. The stakes are higher, but so is the chance for real progress. The energy race is now a test of alliances and resolve. China's sweeping 9-line claim is the biggest obstacle to Philippine energy ambitions. This claim cuts deep into the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, defying international law. China enforces its claim through constant Coast Guard and militia presence, creating a climate of risk for any energy project. Any attempt at exploration is met with intimidation, making investment nearly impossible. The reed bank, well within Philippine waters, remains off-limits due to Chinese harassment. Incidents like the 2011 harassment of a Philippine survey vessel have frozen exploration for years. China's goal forced joint development on its terms, legitimizing its claims in exchange for a share of the resources. The Philippines owns the resources by law, but China holds the power on the water. The Philippines is not alone in facing China's pressure. Its alliance with the United States, anchored by the Mutual Defense Treaty, is stronger than ever. U.S. military presence and joint patrols provide a security umbrella for energy exploration. Japan, too, is a vital partner, supplying patrol vessels, training, and investment. Together, U.S. and Japanese support transforms the dispute into a multilateral issue. This backing gives the Philippines the confidence to pursue its energy goals. The aim is stability, not conflict, ensuring international law, not force, governs the seas. With allies at its side, the Philippines has new leverage. The balance of power is shifting. Energy exploration in the West Philippine Sea is fraught with danger. Survey and drilling vessels face constant harassment from Chinese ships, especially near hotspots like Second Thomas Shoal. The BRP Sierra Madre, a grounded ship manned by Filipino Marines, stands as a symbol of resistance. Any attempt to drill in Reed Bank risks blockade or escalation. The financial and political risks are immense. No company will proceed without strong security guarantees. Joint patrols with the U.S. are meant to deter Chinese aggression, but also raise the stakes. Every move is a gamble, with the threat of miscalculation ever present. In the West Philippine Sea, energy and security are inseparable. Manila's approach is evolving. After years of caution and a moratorium on exploration, the government has lifted the freeze, signaling new resolve. The Philippines is inviting foreign investment and authorizing new exploration, while still engaging China diplomatically. The strategy: assert rights firmly, but avoid provocation. Strengthening the Coast Guard, publicizing Chinese harassment, and deepening alliances are all part of the plan. Exploration proceeds carefully, with close coordination between energy companies and security forces. Every step tests China's tolerance and demonstrates Philippine resolve. The era of passivity is over. Manila is now actively pursuing its sovereign rights. Unlocking the West Philippine Sea's energy could transform the Philippines. Energy self-sufficiency would mean stable, affordable power and economic growth. A domestic oil and gas industry would create jobs, attract investment, and fund public services. The Philippines could even become an energy exporter, gaining regional influence. This future is within reach, but requires political will, strong alliances, and strategic investment. The challenges are great, but so is the potential reward. Developing these resources is the key to a new era of prosperity and national pride. The dawn of an energy-independent Philippines may finally be on the horizon.